Hi guys, welcome to the In the Game Room podcast. As you can see, I am not in the game room. I am in the workshop where I spend a lot of my time. I'm going to do a little catch-up video tonight. Talk about some of the things I've been working on lately, some new products I've tried out, a new product that I'm making for my website, and a couple of other things I want to talk about tonight. But let's get started with a couple of new products that I've just recently discovered. The first one is the Quick Shade series of washes from Army Painter. Now, as I think you guys can see, I am a Vallejo guy and I love their products, but I have tried a couple of Vallejo washes that I've had mixed results with. So I thought I would give this brand, the Army Painter Quick Shade brand, a try. And so I bought this whole set, and I've only used 3 so far, but I'm loving them. I'm really loving them. A lot of the washes that I've used in the past, whether I've made them myself, I've done, water and black ink, I've done watered down paints, I've done stains, all kinds of different things, even like oil paint that's been watered down. A lot of the washes that I've used in the past have a problem. That is that when you put a wash on a vehicle, say for instance, it's supposed to go down into all the deep crevices and things like that and darken those up and create a depth effect, and they usually do that. But a lot of times they'll also kind of pool up on the flat surfaces and then dry there and create these weird rings and other, abnormal looking effects that you just don't like. So I've found that with especially a lot of the water-based washes. Now these Quick Shade washes, I believe I read on here that they are water-based, but there's something very different about them. They feel, I wouldn't say feel, but they seem almost kind of like they're oily in a way, and they don't dry on the surface. They flow into the cracks and crevices and details and things, and they just don't, somehow magically, they just don't dry on the flat surfaces and look goofy. So I've been very happy with them. Like I said, I've only used 3 so far. The soft tone, the strong tone, and the flesh wash. The flesh wash is actually pretty amazing. Normally when you paint faces on a figure, you'll paint the base color, and then you'll take a darker color and paint in some of the shadowy areas, and then you might do a different color for the lips and things like that. With this Quick Shade flesh wash, you can paint the face with just the flesh color and then wash it with this, and it really looks good. It completes it. I mean, you can do additional detailing and highlighting and things like that if you want, but if you're not real good at painting faces, just painting the base flesh and then putting on this flesh wash just magically makes the faces really pop and look good. The soft tone I was using these on some 28mm World War II figures. The soft tone I used on all the bits that were like the canvas color, which is a real light kind of a tan color, and then I used the strong tone on the uniform and the helmets and boots. So just between these 3 washes, I was able to get some really cool effects on the World War II U.S. figures that I was working on, doing some Rangers for bolt action. So the Army Painter Quick Shade system, so far I can recommend it wholly. I haven't used it on any vehicles yet. I'm going to see how that goes. Now the one thing I will say about this stuff, after you put it on and it dries, it looks a little bit shiny. That might be a problem for some people. It's not a problem for me because I spray everything with the AK Interactive Ultra Matte Varnish anyways. I just airbrush it on very thin, but I use a lot of it because I really like it, and it really protects the paint, and it's a perfectly dull finish. I think I did a video where I talked about this before. It is the best flat clear coat that I've ever found, and I'm pretty happy with that. So anyways, the Army Painter Quick Shade, like I said, it looks a little bit glossy after it dries, but you put on a clear varnish and it'll look just fine. Well, while I have this right here, this is going to be my one little quick plug for my business. I did another video a long time ago about the light add-on that I made for the portable painting stations. I liked that a lot, and I have one on my painting station and I use it all the time. But one day I was thinking about, what if I made something like that for use on the bench when you're not using your painting station? You just want to set it down and work under a nice little fill light here. So I made this portable version of the light, the LED light. Call it the portable workbench light. You can use it on your workbench. You can use it over in your paint booth. You can use it on your kitchen table. You can use it just about anywhere. And it just gives you a nice light from multiple angles, on what you're working on. I would never use this as the only light source. In a dark room, this will probably give you enough light to work from, but I still wouldn't want to. I like having lights everywhere. I've got lights here, lights up here, lights underneath the shelves, LEDs. I've got light everywhere because you can't have too much light. But without this, you'll get some shadows and things like that in different areas of what you're working on. With this, it fills in from a lot of different angles and it eliminates a lot of those shadows. So that's a plug for something that I'm working on for my business. Well, not working on, it's done. It's already on the site and it's selling now. So that is the portable workbench LED light. Comes pre-assembled, the entire arch with the light inside and the transformer, the little pluggy bit here, everything's all wired in. The only thing you have to attach is these little bases, because to ship it with these bases on would just be a little bit of a problem. So these are separate, but everything else is done already. So there's no wiring, there's no nothing. You just put those bases on, plug it in, and you're good to go. So the next thing up, I mentioned using these quick shade washes on the US Rangers that I was working on. I'll have to post up some pictures up over here so you can see what these guys look like. But this is a project that I just finished up a couple days ago. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on these. I actually went through them pretty quick, but thanks to the washes, actually, they come out looking really, really nice, and they look like I put more work into them than I did. But I did go through them pretty quick, and there's only I think there's 17 of them. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, there's 17 of them here. The Warlords US Rangers pack contains 25. These were over at my buddy Chris's house, and I was looking at them and I said, hey, I could take those home and paint them. So I just grabbed them and took them, not realizing that he'd already punched out 17, 18, 19, 20, 8 of them. He'd already punched out 8 of them from the sprue, and they were on his workbench. So there's 8 more of these coming later after I get them from Chris's house. But actually, to be perfectly honest, 17 was a really pretty good number. Any more than that and it starts to drag on a bit, and you start to, kind of, I don't want to say get tired of doing them, but it gets to be a little repetitive after a while. So it was kind of nice to do this many and then just stop and be done and say, hey, look, I'm done. And then when I get the other 8 from him, I'll, buzz through those pretty quick, and that'll be nice. So that's something I just worked on in the last week. And like I said, I will have shown you some pictures of those by now. Project I'm working on right now is, I was holding this up a minute ago, but this is the Stuart tank in 1/56 scale from Rubicon. I just put this together last night or maybe the night before, I don't remember. Within the last couple of days I just threw this together. It's a really nice looking model. I never really considered the Stuart as a tank that I would like to build a model of. But once I got into this kit, I thought, yeah, this is pretty cool. It's a well-made kit. It's very well detailed. Like all of my models, I put weight inside so they have a little bit of heft to them. I don't like a real light model. I like something that has a little weight to it. Obviously they're plastic, so they don't weigh very much when you just build them right out of the box, but if you put some weight inside it, it just makes them feel better. So I'm not going to do a full review on this. I'll just say it's a nice kit, went together real easily. I don't know what was wrong with my brain when I was building this, but twice while building it I actually skipped steps in the instruction manual. The instructions are great, it's me that's the problem. But yeah, I was just having a weird night and I actually skipped 2 different steps at different times, and I actually had to go back and take some things apart and put them back together. Fortunately, with plastic model glue, it stays soft for a little while and you can actually pull things back apart and then re-glue them, and then they're fine. So like I said, no reflection on the kit or the instructions. That was all me. I was just being an idiot that night. But in spite of that, still came out real nice. It's a cool model. I can't wait to get some paint on it. I'm probably going to put some stowage on the back, some packs and things like that, really pile it up with stuff to try to give it a little character. And that should be a fun little addition to my bolt action collection. Speaking of Rubicon kits, this is actually pretty big news. Rubicon just released 6 or 7 new kits in the last week. I have 5 of them here. Grab these and bring them over here. So they did German R75 BMW motorcycle with sidecar. This is a pretty cool looking kit from the pictures I've seen online. Believe it or not, I have all these sitting here and I have not opened one of them yet. I'm really showing a lot of restraint, so I don't even know what the kits look like. I plan on doing another video which is going to be sort of a mega unboxing and first impressions video. Right now I just want to talk about what they are and that they're here. So we got the R75 sidecar. They call this the standard version, or the ETO version, the European Theater of Operation. That's what this one is. They did a second R75 with sidecar for the North African campaign. Now these 2 motorcycles are identical in every single detail. The difference in these 2 kits are the figures. There's the figures for the North African and figures for the European theater. So, but other than that, the actual motorcycle kits are identical from what I've read. But these are really cool. They retail for 19 bucks. It's just one motorcycle for $19, but I think based on the quality of the Rubicon kits that I've seen in the past and from what I've heard about these so far, I think they're worth every penny of $19. So next, along the same theory as two kits of the same thing, they've done the Willys Jeep. And they did a Willys Jeep US Army version, and they did a Willys Jeep, what they call the Commonwealth version, or British version. Again, it's the exact same vehicle, but different figures and different weapons. Other than that, the actual vehicle itself is identical from what I understand. Now, based on the pictures on the front, the Commonwealth version has some of the grill cutaway. I don't know if that's something they suggest you do, or if this model actually has a different grill, or maybe both kits come with both grills. I don't know yet. We're going to find that out when we open these. But again, from what I've seen online from the people that got these before I got mine, like some people in the UK, they look like fantastic kits. They're perfectly scale, 156 scale or 28 millimeter, and they look great. These have a retail of $24. And again, if they're as nice as every other kit I've seen from Rubicon, they're going to definitely be worth it. And last but not least, of the ones I just picked up, is the, I don't know how anybody pronounces this, the Studkufus. I mean, it's a long word, and this is an abbreviation, and I don't know how to say the long word either. But anyways, it's this 3A Maltier, which is basically a cargo truck that is a half-track. It's got tracks in the back and regular road wheels up in the front. So this is a pretty cool vehicle too. Came out with these all at the same time. These are the 2017 second quarter releases. The way Rubicon does their releases is at the end of each quarter they release a certain number of kits, and these are the ones they did. There are 2 kits that I didn't get this time. It's another German half-track. somebody at Rubicon loves German half-tracks because they make a half a dozen versions, and on top of that they make another half a dozen or so conversion kits to convert their half-tracks into other versions with different weapons and things like that. So literally about half of the kits that Rubicon makes are half-tracks, German half-tracks. So somebody there really likes them. I'm not a huge fan. I didn't pick one up, but I will. I'm going to, because these are also in the Gamecraft Miniatures store. There's just one of each here, but on the store there's multiple quantities of each of these. I think the Jeeps I got about 6 or 7 of. The sidecar is probably about the same, and this I just picked up a couple of these. So these are all available now in my store at gcmini.com. And like I said, later on I'm going to do another video which will be an unboxing and first impressions type video for these 5 kits. And I'm really, oh, there goes my doggy. Yeah, I'm really kind of proud of myself for showing this restraint. I really want to open these up and look at them, but I'm going to do that on video, and we're going to make a little show of it. On a serious note, I want to talk just for a second about this guy right here. This is Tim Keenan. I hope I can get through this. Tim Keenan died a couple days ago, on the 16th of July. He's very well known in the Southern California wargaming world. He was the treasurer of the Pacific Southwest chapter of the HMGS, the Historical Miniatures Gaming Society, and he was very much involved in the conventions that I go to in Los Angeles that are put on by Strategicon. There's 3 conventions a year, and he's one of the 2 main miniatures guys there as far as organizing miniatures events, tournaments, you know, arranging who's on what table and all that. He's he was part of Strategicon, the organization that put on that those conventions. He died on the 16th of a massive heart attack, very suddenly, and was unexpected. So it's very sad that we lost a really great guy needlessly. I think he was about my age. I don't know for sure, but somebody told me he was 54, and I turned 54 2 days ago. So that hits home a little bit there. He wasn't a close friend, not like somebody that I hang out with all the time, but I saw him at every single convention I went to, and we would, because I would work in the dealer room all day running my booth, so I didn't get a lot of chances to play miniatures games at the conventions. But every night after I was done in the dealer room and the dealer room closed, I would go out into the main gaming room, into the miniatures area, and me and Tim and sometimes a few other people, but always Tim was always there. We would just sit there and talk for hours about gaming, about miniatures, about models, about whatever. He was, like I said, there were a lot of different people in that group of Southern California miniatures gamers that we'd all sit around and have little bullshit sessions. But of all the people, Tim was kind of the constant. He was there all the time. So we would spend a lot of time just sitting there chatting, and until late into the night every night at the conventions. He was just a great guy. I wish I'd known him even better. Like I said, we didn't hang out socially outside of the conventions, but I mean, we were close enough that I had been invited over to his house for a miniatures painting session, and for one reason or another I couldn't make it that weekend. So I mean, we were at least that good of friends. He was also a customer of my company. He bought a lot of products from me to use at the convention, in tournaments and things like that. So anyways, I could probably just go on and on, but it's just sad. It's just sad when you lose a member of the family. The wargaming community, especially locally, is like a family. A lot of really great guys, and we just lost one, so that's that. I don't know what else to say on it, but if you didn't know Tim, and most of you guys out there probably didn't, you missed out on a pretty cool guy.
A few moments later.
When I do the unboxing, after I do the unboxing for the new Rubicon kits, I'm going to do a more in-depth video on each one, possibly including the actual assembly of the kit. The idea I have is to mount a camera above where I'm working, pointing straight down at the model I'm working on, and build it from step one through whatever. Let me know if you think that would be a cool idea. Put something down in the comments below if you'd like to see the camera mounted straight above, if you think that would be a good point of view, or maybe even a two-camera shoot where one could be pointed at me, talking my way through the process, while another camera is pointing straight down, and then I can have one of the two windows, you know, sort of over here, and then the other one, the main window. But if you have any ideas of how that would go, if you've seen other people do construction videos, you know, how they do it, if you've seen something you like, tell me how they did it, and I'll try to copy. So that's all coming up pretty soon. That's enough for tonight. It's 2 in the morning or something crazy like that, and I'm dead tired and I need to go to bed. So that's it for now. Until next time, keep on gaming.